Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, June 9, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a time for change call this Wednesday night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the FRN. We're going to talk about the euro. We're going to talk about gold and silver. We're going to talk a lot about money, which is a good subject. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Carl Jung. If or when you want to live a perpetual state of gratitude, you must first discover to awaken deep respect. You want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position, no outside distractions, relaxed into your body, still as a statue, focused on your breath rising and falling. Now, the current way of earning respect is usually about proving yourself. You got to hustle, perform, succeed, push your will hard to dominate others. You stack up achievements, try to control outcomes, and look impressive enough to be taken seriously. This is a fear-based model that says, respect isn't in me, so I must do something worthy or become someone special to earn it. In this version of reality, respect is summoned from the external world, and you climb the ladder of respect, hoping someone above will validate your worth, all while pretending not to care if they don't. You can make yourself untouchable and build massive walls around you. Outsmart others, dominate conversations, and outperform every soul in the room. People will respect your power and authority, but it will always come from a distance. This is the respect born from survival, rooted in control, shaped by the energy of don't mess with me. Yes, this method works for a while, but it is deeply lonely and endlessly hungry. This version of respect is sculpted by ego wearing its thickest armor. It is fear disguised as strength, driven by the inner need to rise above others. It may keep you temporarily safe, but it will also keep you separate from love, connection, and real peace. The only kind of respect that matters is the kind you give yourself when no one else is watching. Elijah Thompson. A more awakened way of cultivating respect is based on the entirely different approach and frequency. You do not need to earn respect. You do not need to push anyone or prove anything. You recognize what is respectful inside you and attract it by radiating it. So it all begins with self-respect. When you honor your divinity and truth, keep your word, and live in alignment with your soul, people feel it. They want to get to know you. Whatever flows out of you feels like gold. You aren't seeking anyone's approval. You become a presence that awakens something deeper in others. Pure respect flows from authenticity, integrity, and the unwavering recognition of your inner power, which is your ability to manifest by pure will and intention. You embody what you value and become a living prayer of presence. The world mirrors this light back to you, not because you demanded it, but because you reminded others how to respect themselves by simply being authentically you, and you are extraordinarily real. You can shine your light brighter, master your chosen craft with devotion. You can give fully, serve generously, lead boldly, and become undeniably magnetic. People will admire your brilliance and dedication, respecting the radiance of your fearless expression. You are still cautious about looking for admiration, since the mind can be unpredictable and habit-forming. As the performance fades, so does the hunger for praise and attention. This version of respect may still try to weave itself through the ego's desire to be validated, the need to be seen, recognized, and valued is a huge deal for any human. We all want to be liked and even desirable, to feel that our presence is a feel-good time. But eventually, the applause always fades and the spotlight shifts somewhere more special. What do you do then? Where will your sense of self-respect land? Admiration feels sweet in the moment, but it doesn't offer solid ground beneath your feet. It depends entirely on how others feel, not who you actually are beneath the mask. Respecting the divinity within. This is the deepest, most profound path in this life, as well as the most ancient and enduring one. It is the path walked by the few who truly know themselves. They have realized they are beyond their ego and its addiction to needing love. This respect can never be discovered as long as you are seeking love outside yourself. Every action and word you offer broadcasts a frequency about how much you love you, or are hoping someone else loves you. This level of respect is remembered when you finally surrender to your true self. You give up the constructed personality, release the conditioned mind, and sit in the still presence beneath it all. You carry the vibration of Source and deep eternal love. And when that vibration speaks through you, this entire world responds. The trees feel it. Strangers sense it. Animals know it instantly. Your energy quietly declares, I am sacred, and so are you. This form of respect has nothing to do with fear, popularity, or praise. It is not tied to any belief system or persona. It is rooted in pure presence and deep authenticity, born out of a deeper knowing of what you are. This is not a game of power or performance. This is reverence, fully embodied and exquisitely alive. If every day is an awakening, you will never grow old. You will just keep growing. And since the pulse of divinity moving in everything around you, in the breeze, in your breath, in the tension inside your shoulders and inside the steady beat of your heart. Sense the vibration of your true self. Sense it, humming beneath the silence. Let your ego dissolve slowly, like salt dissolving into the sea. Learn to respect this moment of your life fully, with your absolute reverence and loving attention. Step consciously into the warmest waters of your life. Feel the glow in your heart and know your body is safe. The world is not here to take advantage of you. The world is not seeking to devour you. It simply wants to love you and co-create life with you. Notice how loving softens everything. It makes you feel weightless, free, quietly powerful. Gaze inward and recognize that ancient part of you, the one who holds the power to be completely still. When you honor the sacred stillness of this moment, this universe melts. It responds instantly, reflecting your loving presence in ways both subtle and sublime. Life begins to worship you, not because you asked it to, but because you remembered to treat it like a living, breathing temple. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, what you reinforce, Tony Gaskins. Let's imagine for a moment. You've never been taught how to honor yourself, or even value your energy, time, voice, or truth. First, you need to find someone who does, and they'll show you exactly what real life, real self-love feels like. You may have to search a bit to find this person, as most people don't practice self-love. Yet, when you find that special someone, mirror their love back to them as practice in spreading your love. You'll soon see that self-respect is an energetic signature that says, I know who I am, and I do not shrink. I expand instead. And when you claim your own worth without apology, this world naturally rises to meet you. And how to speak your truth without needing to convince anyone. Most of us try to convince others, right, about ourselves. Know that people always respect presence more than persuasion. Nobody likes being pushed. And you don't need to defend or explain yourself to be valid. Speak what is real. Say it clearly and from the heart. And when you are rooted in the 24-hour habit of speaking truth without trying to be liked, others either rise to meet your vibration or reveal their resistance. Either way, you remain true to you, empowered, loved, and free. Maybe this might bother you, but there's a lot of people that will not keep their word. Maybe you've experienced it more than once. But keeping your word is sacred. Integrity is magnetic and powerful. In a world of overflowing with broken promises and half-truths, those who always follow through with their word naturally shine like lighthouses. When you do what you say you'll do, you build respect without needing to ask for it. And if your truth changes, you speak about it with honesty and presence. This keeps the trusting connection alive. People respect consistency, but they revere sincerity and vulnerability. Imagine this society on this planet, the people on this planet, followed this, embraced it. You hold boundaries without closing your heart. This universe has a tendency to test your limits. It's not trying to harm you, but it's calling forth the ancient strength pulsing at your core, saying, no, nothing can be as a sacred act. When you hold your boundaries with kindness and clarity, you become someone others instinctively trust. When your edges are clear and your heart remains open, respect follows you wherever you go. Honor everyone's divinity, especially because they forget it. Yeah, people forget about their divinity all the time. The quickest path to feel respected is to treat others like the most sacred beings in this universe. Every time they act out of integrity or fall short in their alignment with you, you remind them of their deeper worth. That awakens something powerful inside them, and they begin to see the divine inside you. How authentically we smile, respond with kindness to others becomes how we deserve to be treated. Watch how people change. When you offer an honest compliment or a sincere gratitude from your heart, you will see how quickly respect multiplies in the presence of real reverence. You ever notice that sometimes you're so excited about saying things and talking when you're talking with someone, but you want to listen to them, but then you talk over them because you feel motivated, excited about saying what you want to say. So they'll be talking, and then you'll interrupt, or you want to get that's ego. So all it is ego. Period. Now be quiet when others react. Whenever life gets a bit crazy, because it's crazy out there, we all know that. It is crazy out there. Whenever life gets a bit crazy and even chaotic, the one who remains centered and calm becomes the guide for everyone. Staying grounded while others spin out and their drama cycle creates instant respect. You do not have to help them or say anything about them. Just be silent, present, and patient. Watch how they change and begin listening to your silence. This sacred deep silence will overpower anyone lost in drama. So stand firm in your quiet, beautiful light, rooted in your flowing breath, and let your calmness and gentle presence speak louder than words. Real strength is quiet, steady, and undeniably worthy of respect. Now, have you ever met anybody, right, that carries the frequency of, I am the party? You ever been around anybody like that? Without your presence, the greatest party in this life cannot exist. Understand that you are the life of every party, and everyone is extremely, deeply, eternally loved just to meet you. It's the opposite attitude of, I hope you like me, or I secretly want your approval. It simply states, I am an amazing being who is whole, complete, and I am at home in myself wherever I am. This frequency changes everything. People feel it. When you're no longer chasing after acceptance, when you embody pure self-reverence, this world will create space for you without hesitation. The final chapter to this respect game ends when the ego stops identifying with the part who craves attention desperately. You realize you're the one you have been waiting for lifetimes. You are the voice of God speaking through this body, clearly sharing the vibration of love and lightness in your presence. Take a deep breath. This life is still yours to live right now. I appreciate you with my whole being. And I thank you continuously for walking this sacred path with me. We are all remembering what's always been true. We are awakening together. So you kind of get the gist of it, is that it's all about you. You hear me say this all the time. And it truly is all about you. It's about how you love yourself. It's about the reverence that you have for yourself. It's about total self-awareness and respect for you that you have. When you're quiet, in conversations, right, going on and everything, and then they turn to you and you're quiet. You don't say anything. Have you ever done that? Not intentionally. You're not stepping into it. You're just viewing and watching. You're not judging. But everybody stops and they look to you. Because you're the only one who isn't talking. You're not interjecting, you're not talking, you're not interrupting, you're just quiet, still. Someone might say, well, what do you think about this? You're not saying anything, how come? Right? It seems the attention shifts over there. And your response is truthful, honest, I'm taking it in. Taking it in. I'm absorbing it. I don't really, you don't have a judgment, see? You don't. You really don't have a comment as of yet, but they're looking to you to say something. You ever been there? I think we all have at least once in this lifetime alone. You can hold boundaries without closing your heart. And most of us will and do forget our divinity. We don't honor it because we've forgotten it. See, this is why those of us who are aware honor everyone's divinity, because they forgot it. And it's not about, oh, you forgot your divinity. You're divine, It's not about that. You echo. You remember, we're all reflections we're all mirrored to each other. We reflect. Doesn't matter. We're all reflections of each other. So you honor everyone's divinity. Eventually, they'll stop forgetting about their own. When we were, a long time ago, as a group of us were trained in wilderness, I guess you could call it wilderness self-survival, let's put it that way. You put out in not a civilized area for about 6 weeks. And you survive usually on your surroundings. Now, they'll give you a couple of things that will help you, but nothing major. And everybody disperses and goes off, okay? You figure out what is the first thing you got to do. You got to create a shelter from the elements, okay? Now, you don't have lumber, you don't have canvas or any stuff like that. So you got to figure out real quick, what are you going to create? You're going to create some kind of shelter. On top of that, you've got to find a source of water. We know that if you don't have water within 3 days, you're in deep trouble. You won't survive. You can go without food for a couple of weeks, but water, it starts showing up after 3 days of you not having it. And you will pass away. So you got to find water. That's number one priority. People will say, why don't you find food? No, you got to find water first. You got to find a source of water. Clean water. Potable, drinkable water. So you establish that. And then it's not like you can go to the store and buy food and have dinner or a restaurant. You've got to find food. You've got to be very creative and to determine what's important to your body to sustain it. You have to find food, a source of food. Remember, you're out there for 6 weeks. So you have water, you have shelter, you have food. So you protect yourself from the elements. You will spend all of your time, waking hours, seeking food, period. People would say, well, that's kind of boring. Really? You are constantly sourcing food. It's all day, okay? Sometimes at night, because of the different species, animals around the area, but you're always seeking food. It doesn't mean you get a lot. A lot of the times you don't, but you do get some. See, in this life, this civilized life, we have it handy. It's always handy, right? It's always handy. Drive down here, get this. Drive 20, 30 minutes, get that. It's always there. But when you are responsible, period, to feed you, it's a different ballgame. Now, what happens when, let's say a few of the people panic? They freak out. They lose it. Okay, they don't stay balanced. Usually they're the ones that will go first. What do we mean go? They'll pass. Okay. The ones that maintain a semblance of balance, knowing that here's where you're in the now. You're always in the now with this. It sustains you. It keeps you sane. If you were to worry about the tomorrow or an hour from then or, whatever ahead of time, you'd end up panicking. You'd become overwhelmed. And this is why in any type of survival situation, you focus on the now, your immediate needs, exactly what you are doing to provide for yourself, support yourself, and comfort yourself. Now you take that and you look at the civilization in its entirety. How many people are panicking? How many people are freaking out? How many people are doing stupid things? I'd say quite a lot. I would say the majority. Why is that? Because they're thinking about tomorrow. They are not thinking about now. It's the bottom line. So we have a tendency to ignore what's in front of us, right, in the moment, and then constantly be chasing something that we really can't see. We kind of can see a form, but that's it, and we don't know what it's about, but we keep running after it. We're running after it. And then someone next to you says, "Do you know what that is?" You go, "No, I can't." "Can you make it out?" "No, we got to get it, though. We got to find it. We got to go after it." And a lot of us will spend our whole lives doing that. Did you ever get that? No, never did. I ran out of time. I had to leave the body. So we have these. Let's say we're programmed with them, right? And we carry them, lifetime after lifetime. I would say the number one cause of frustration, anxiety, worry, stress, and fear is rooted in us hurrying, scurrying. I mean, like always. We get to the point where we're so unaware of it. It's just something that we do. We don't think about it. This is why so many of us carry stress. We don't know we carry stress. You know, most people don't know they carry stress. They think it's something that you can see on another, where they're distraught and they're tearful or sad, or that's stress, that you can see it, okay? But in actuality, when you hurry, when we hurry, and it can be anything that lights it up for us to hurry. It could be the smallest element. It could be a little thought that we put out there. And or you could look at the clock and think that you're late. How many times have you done that? Where you're late and all of a sudden you speed it up. You start doing everything super fast. Have you ever done that? Maybe it's an appointment. Maybe it's a date. Maybe it's whatever it is. You've got to be here wherever it is. And you got to be there at a certain time. And you got carried away with things. And you oh my gosh, I'm running so late. I got to get going. I got to hurry. And this is what we do. We hurry. After a while, in this rat race on this planet, we do it all the time. In fact, we do it so much that we think it's just natural. And when you come across someone who's slows way down, you usually think something's wrong with them. Really? You do. Why are they driving so slow? Why are they moving so slow? I've got to get to this appointment. This is absolutely ridiculous. Why now? This is what happens. How do you think most accidents happen? Because somebody, either or, is hurrying about something, rushing about something. We're always in a hurry, see? We're always in a hurry. We don't think about it because we do it so often. And we've been doing it for lifetimes. So when you hurry, it literally has a very powerful effect on the soul, and a negative effect at that. You imagine if you said to someone who's always hurrying, scurrying, bustling, doing this all the time, you say to them, "You know something? I would like to suggest something for you." And then they might stop for a moment, but their mind's going, like 40,000 billion miles a second. And I go, "What's that?" Just for a week, slow down by 50% on everything you do. That's a toughie. That's a real toughie with someone like that. Slow down. Stop hurrying through this life. Enjoy and savor every speck of it. See, when we hurry, we don't appreciate much. We're such in a hurry, we don't see the trees. We don't see anything. We just keep looking ahead. I got to get there. Where are you going? I don't know, but I've got to get there. Well, where's there? I don't know, but I've got to get there. That's what we do. I'm not saying it's a negative, but it's kind of, don't you think it's, all right, we don't have much time in this life. We really don't. Maybe 90 years if we're really lucky. And then if we're stupendously fortunate, 100, 105, 110. And by that time, the quality of your life is not the greatest. And that's it. Then we leave the body. And when we don't enjoy every speck, even the things that are not the greatest for us, enjoy everything, embrace everything on a continual basis. Slow down, enjoy it. Because the truth is, this particular body that you're in, and this particular life, this is a one-timer. You go through it. You can't go back in the same life and check this and do that. Oh, I'm going to go back in that same life and I'm going to do things differently. It's over. So you choose to experience the great parts of life are just floating and not swimming. You float, and as things go by, you just float by them. Sometimes you embrace them, other times you go, I'm not interested in that. And you enjoy it. But you're not in a hurry to get somewhere that you don't know where is. This is the main culprit to stress on this planet with all of us. It's when we hurry. It's when we stress. See, then we start to stress, but not noticeably. And then as that stress builds in our bodies year after year after year after year after year, then something biological happens. And then we go, why am I having this biologically happen? Well, maybe it's because stress that you don't know you've been carrying for a long time. Because we're so used to carrying stress, we don't know we have stress. And this is why so many of us are absolutely compelled to find every avenue to relax. Isn't that true? People wanting to relax, just to be at peace, to enjoy things. Life's simple pleasures are the best. And then we're all scurrying around trying to find the time to do that, and we ended up not finding time, and then when we do find little bits of that time, we rush and hurry through that. Oh, we got 2 weeks vacation, so okay, let's enjoy the vacation, but, and then you start thinking, as the vacation winds down, you got like maybe 2-3 days left vacation, it starts in. What does? Ego mind comes in and says, well, you're going to have to get back to work. And then you say to yourself, I'd like, so many days of R&R from my R&R before I go back to work. And there's a lot of people doing that. So you relax. How do you relax? These meditations are absolutely front and center. You move into the now. You leave the ego mind alone. You're in heart-mindedness. You focus on the deep eternal love that you are. The happiness, the joy, the bliss that you are within that body that's always there, never leaves. So you have all that. You don't have to go find it. And as we talk today about reverence and respect and gratitude for ourselves and everything and everyone else. This is a unity for this civilization, this particular species, outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy, where Earth lies in this solar system. We are on a massive evolutionary jump in spirituality. That's what this is. It isn't about conflict. It isn't about technology, which is, the AIs and all this other. It's about you springboarding by choice, by increasing your vibrational frequency much higher, which catapults you into a 5th density. It's your intention, see? Nobody else's. You're the power. You determine. You decide. You commit. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain relaxed into your body, still as a statue, and focused on your breath rising and falling. When you're ready to take on a new challenge, you are ready for self-inquiry. Start by meditating on the question, who am I? Conscious introspection can lead to enlightenment. So dive into yourself. Ask yourself questions all day long. Who is watching now? Who is hearing this? Who is experiencing this body? Notice what thoughts your mind creates as an answer to this question. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, June 10th, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times, being the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's happening out there, we're in here. Open your heart. Allow the magic to flow in.